There's a bag with a 6-year wait list. It costs more than most cars. Some sell for $500,000.
Every single stitch is done by one craftsman, using a technique from the 1800s.
This is Hermes, where a single Birkin takes 48 hours of hand labor to complete.
And where the leather started its journey years before you ever joined the wait list. Let's go inside.
Hermes began in 1837, not making bags, but saddles and harnesses for European nobility.
The leather skills developed for horses became the foundation for everything they make today. For nearly 200 years, the techniques have barely changed. That's intentional. Today, Hermès operates over 50 workshops across France, each one a temple of craft.
Every craftsman trains for 5 to 7 years before making their first Birkin alone.
Many tools are custom-made. Some designs haven't changed in over a century.
The Birkin was born in 1984, when Jane Birkin sat next to CEO Jean-Louis Dumas on a flight.
She complained her bag couldn't hold everything. He sketched a solution on an airplane napkin. That sketch became the most coveted bag in history, with prices starting at $10,000. But a Birkin isn't just leather and thread. It's years of preparation before the bag even begins. Let's start where the leather starts, long before it reaches the workshop.
The rarest Birkins use exotic leather: crocodile from Australia, alligator from Louisiana.
Hermes owns or partners with farms that meet strict welfare standards, audited regularly. Not every crocodile qualifies. Scales must be symmetrical. Skin must be flawless. Most are rejected. Animals are raised for 3 to 4 years. Diet, temperature, and stress levels all controlled. Processing follows strict international guidelines. Speed and precision minimize any distress.
Hides are graded within hours. One scratch, bite mark, or imperfection means rejection.
Most Birkins use calfskin, cattle raised without barbed wire to prevent scarring. Even among premium hides, only the top few percent meet Hermès specifications. Ostrich leather comes from farms in South Africa, prized for its distinctive quill pattern. Those bumps are follicles where feathers grew. Each hide has a limited premium section.
Fresh hides are salted immediately. This halts decomposition during transport to tanneries.
Temperature-controlled shipping protects the investment. One hide can be worth thousands. Every hide is documented. Species, farm, date. The paper trail follows it forever. From farm to tannery can take days or weeks. But the transformation is just beginning. Raw hides aren't leather yet. What happens next takes months of patient chemistry.
Hermes owns its own tanneries. Some have operated for over 150 years.
Inside, methods combine old-world techniques with precise modern chemistry. First, preserved hides are soaked, rehydrating the skin, washing away salt and impurities. Limbing removes hair and prepares the skin for tanning. This step takes several days. Fleshing removes any remaining tissue. The hide must be perfectly clean. Exotic leathers require extra steps. Each scale must be preserved perfectly intact. Vegetable tanning uses tree bark and natural extracts. It takes up to 12 months. Oak, chestnut, mimosa.
These natural tannins give leather its strength and character. Chrome tanning is faster, but vegetable tanning creates leather that ages more beautifully.
Tanners check progress constantly. Under-tanned leather is weak. Over-tanned becomes brittle.
After tanning comes dyeing. Hermes offers over 200 colors with perfect consistency. Dye must penetrate completely. Surface-only color would crack and flake with use. Finishing adds softness and protection. Oils and waxes are worked in by hand.
Different finishes create different looks. Matte, glossy, textured, each intentional.
The selection room, where master craftsmen decide which leather becomes a Birkin.
Selection is done by touch as much as sight. Fingers detect what eyes might miss.
Light reveals everything. Scratches, color variations, weak spots. Nothing escapes. Even tiny imperfections mean rejection. What's acceptable elsewhere fails here.
Up to 50% of premium leather is rejected. Only perfection moves forward.
Exotic leather grading is even stricter. Scale patterns must be perfectly symmetrical.
If a bag needs multiple pieces, leather must match perfectly. Color, texture, grain.
Thickness is measured precisely. Too thick and the bag is heavy. Too thin and it won't hold shape.
Approved leather is tagged for specific orders. Some clients wait years for the right hide.
Wrapping protects the investment. A scratch now would waste months of processing.
When leather reaches a craftsman's bench, it's already survived a journey most hides never complete. Now comes the transformation. One craftsman, one bag, 48 hours of focused creation. Cutting begins the bag. And it's where fortunes can be lost with a single mistake.
Pattern pieces haven't changed since 1984. Perfected over decades. Memorized by craftsmen.
Before cutting, the craftsman studies the hide, planning where each piece will come from.
Grain direction matters. Cut wrong and the leather stretches unevenly. The bag loses shape.
Positioning is strategic. The best sections go where they'll be most visible on the finished bag. The first cut is committed. There's no undoing this. No second chances. The blade follows the pattern exactly. Pressure must be perfectly consistent throughout. A Birkin requires over 36 individual pieces, each one cut from the same hide when possible.
Edges are trimmed clean. Any roughness becomes visible in the finished bag.
Each piece is labeled with the craftsman's marks. They'll work on this bag alone from start to finish.
Edges are skived thinner where they'll be folded or joined. This prevents bulky seams.
Flat pieces that will become a three-dimensional icon. But first, the stitching that makes Hermes legendary.
Saddle stitching. The technique that separates Hermes from every other bag in the world.
2 needles, 1 thread. The same method used for horse saddles in 8 and 37.
Linen thread is waxed by hand. This helps it grip and protects against moisture.
The leather is clamped at an angle, allowing access from both sides simultaneously. An awl pierces the leather first, creating a clean hole for the thread to follow. The first needle goes through from the front, pulling half the thread length. The second needle passes through the same hole from behind. The threads cross inside the leather.
Both threads are pulled tight at once. This creates the signature angled stitch appearance. See how each stitch angles the same direction? Machine stitching can't replicate this. One bag requires over 2,700 individual stitches, all done by one person. If one stitch breaks in a saddle-stitched bag, the others hold. Machine stitching unravels completely. Stitch length is measured constantly. Variation is unacceptable. Consistency is everything. Stitch length is measured constantly. Variation is unacceptable. Consistency is everything.
Each seam is finished by melting the thread end, creating a permanent seal. The stitching alone takes 18 to 20 hours. There is no rushing, only rhythm.
When stitching is complete, the seams will outlast the leather itself, built to last generations.
Craftsmen rotate tasks to prevent repetitive strain. But stitching demands endurance. Panels are complete. But a Birkin isn't a bag until it takes three-dimensional form. Assembly is where flat leather becomes the bag you recognize. Every fold intentional.
The base forms first, reinforced to hold weight without sagging over decades of use.
Side panels attach one at a time. Each seam must align perfectly with the next. Corners take extra attention. These stress points must be reinforced invisibly.
Water helps leather conform to shape. As it dries, it holds the form permanently.
The silhouette emerges. That distinctive trapezoidal form known worldwide.
The sangles are the internal straps. They hold the bag closed from inside.
Now the hardware. Gold-plated brass or palladium, worth hundreds on their own.
The clasp is engineered like jewelry. Smooth action, satisfying click, built for 1,000,000 operations.
Hardware holes are positioned to the millimeter. Misalignment is immediately visible.
The lock plate. That iconic rectangle that signals Hermès from across any room.
Every lock is tested. The key must turn smoothly. First time. Every time.
Metal feet protect the bottom. Set it down anywhere without worrying about the leather.
Structure is complete. Hardware installed. Now comes the finishing that creates perfection. Finishing is where good becomes exceptional, where craft becomes art.
Edge paint seals and colors raw leather edges, applied in multiple thin coats.
Burnishing with heat creates that glossy, sealed edge, the signature Hermès finish. The entire bag is buffed, removing any marks from handling during construction. Under bright light, every flaw shows. The craftsman inspects their own work ruthlessly.
A senior craftsman performs second inspection. Fresh eyes catch what familiarity misses.
Every stitch is examined. One inconsistency and the bag goes back for correction. Every stitch is examined. One inconsistency and the bag goes back for correction.
Hardware is tested again. Locks, clasps, straps, everything must work perfectly.
The blind stamp. This mark tells the year made and which craftsman created it. Stamped forever into the leather. This bag can always be traced to its creator.
Approved bags are wrapped in signature orange. Protected until they reach their owner.
48 hours. One craftsman.
One bag, now worth $10,000 or more.
A Birkin starts at $10,000. Exotic leather versions exceed $100,000.
But here's the thing. You can't just walk in and buy one, even if you have the money. The waitlist can be years long. Some clients wait 6 years or more.
Hermes requires purchase history.
Yeah.
You must buy other products before being offered a Birkin.
Wow.
On the secondary market, rare Birkins sell for 3 to 5 times retail, some over $500,000.
Birkins have outperformed gold and the stock market. 14% annual appreciation. Craftsmen are well paid. Hermes employs over 10,000 leather workers in France.
The company runs its own schools, training the next generation of craftsmen.
They're investing in sustainable sourcing, traceability, animal welfare, environmental impact.
Every bag carries a craftsman's code. Their name is on their work. Forever.
From animal to boutique, years of waiting, months of processing, 48 hours of creation.
When you finally hold a Birkin, you're holding something most people will never own.
Not just leather and thread, but years of tradition, decades of skill, generations of knowledge.
$10,000, 48 hours, one craftsman, one bag. Now you've seen how.